And we'll stop for the other, that's not a problem. So, the essence of da'wah is to call people to Allah. Let's go back to that. Now, some of you have highlighted some certain comments to me. Like, for example, the word da'wah is to invite somebody. Okay? And when you invite somebody, you want them to come to your way. And that's true. That's true, the meaning of da'wah. And to invite somebody and have them come to your way. But how they come to your way, this is what I'm discussing. How they come to your way, okay, it's not up to you. You can't force them to do it. That is up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second issue, question was brought up about interfaith dialogue. Let me address it right now, okay? We Muslims in the United States have to be careful and around the world. The interfaith dialogue, if you look at the history of it, the interfaith is started as being tolerant of someone else's religion, okay? And alhamdulillah, we Muslims, we are the best religion in the face of the earth that is tolerant. We're very tolerant of other religions. In the history of Islam, throughout the history of Islam, non-Muslims were more protected in the land of Muslims than in their own land. And don't believe what you hear in the news. I mean, look at the practice of the Prophet ﷺ. Al-Qustantiniya, Constantinople. How do you think the Muslims conquered it? I hate to use the word conquered. It's actually freed. How many of you know the history of Constantinople? How the Muslims were freed? Did you know the people inside the town called the Muslims to come and free them from the oppression of their tyrants? And that's why the Muslims went and surrounded them. And eventually fall in the hands of Islam. But they literally freed it based on the people inside Constantinople calling them and telling us, come and free us from our tyrants. So alhamdulillah, don't come and preach to me about tolerating other religions. Islam does tell me that already. Second issue, the premises of interfaith, we Muslims must be careful. Because the premises of interfaith is what? That all three religions not only came from the same God, but they're the Abrahamic faith. Meaning that Judaism, Christianity, and Islam came from Ibrahim. How so? If you are a Muslim approving of this, show me your proof. After all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran what? ما كان إبراهيم يهوديا ولا نصرانيا ولكن كان حنيفا مسلما. Ibrahim wasn't a Christian, wasn't a Jew or a Christian. Was not. He was a Hanif Muslim. What is a Hanif? The one that understood and believed in La ilaha illallah. The Tawheed of Allah. And Muslim, the one who submitted to it. So Ibrahim alayhi salam did not commit shirk. Today's Christianity and Judaism commits what? Shirk. وقالت اليهود عزير ابن الله وقالت النصارى المسيح ابن الله. Listen to the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Jews said Uzair, Azra, one of their prophets, that's his biblical name, Azra. The Jews, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said this in the Quran, the Jews said Azra is the son of Allah. Uzair ibn Allah, Azra is the son of Allah. The Christians said Jesus is the son of Allah. There's no room for interfaith in here. We Muslims say La ilaha illallah. We don't say Muhammad the son of Allah. Wal-iyadu billah. We don't say that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran says, وَمَا كَانَ إِبْرَاهِيمُ مُشْرِكًا. And Ibrahim wasn't a mushrik. He did not associate partners to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In another verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ibrahim, how could they attribute Judaism to Ibrahim, and Judaism came years after Ibrahim? Who brought Judaism to the world? What was the name of the prophet? Was it Yusuf? No.
Jacob.
Was it Jacob? No. Musa alayhi salam. Now, just because these prophets are descendants of where Musa preached Judaism, that doesn't mean their forefathers were like them. Make sense?
Makes sense. That's clear.
Simplistically put, a sister or a brother enters Islam. Does that make all of his lineage Muslims?
No.
If Musa was Jewish, Does that make his forefathers Jewish?
No.
No. So where is this analogy comes from? And why are we attributing the religions of Allah to Ibrahim? Did they come from Allah? Second proof to your third or fourth, whatever you want to call it, I didn't even count. Okay? Did the Prophet ﷺ live with Christians and Jews? What would be your answer? Yes or no? Yes, he did. In Medina. Atheists were living there. Mushrikeen were living there. People who worship the idol were living there. Jews were living there. Christians were living there. Show me in the da'wah of the Prophet, Hadihi Sabili, saying this is my way. I call people on to Allah. Show me what he conducted in their faith. Show me where he sat with other religions and said, these are the Abrahamic faiths. We just agreed that da'wah must be conducted in the same fashion the Prophet ﷺ did it. And here's the proof. So let's just stick to that. Any questions? 3:30 man. Oh yeah, thank you. Make sense? Did you understand it? هذه سبيلي, and the second part of it, أنا ومن اتبعني. So this way is my way and the way of people who follows me. So if you want to give da'wah, if it goes beyond the method of the Prophet and his companions, you are innovating in the religion of Islam. And this ayah tells you that. You are introducing something that the Prophet wasn't upon. Yes?
Yes, sorry, the clock is wrong, so it's 3:35.
Nah.
I said the clock is wrong, so it's 3:35.
3:35, okay, that's fine. We got another minute or two. Is this clock is wrong?
Yeah, so it fell down.
What is it? Is it 3:35?
It's not.
We'll do it a quarter till. So we'll make that a quarter till. Is anybody in the hurry to pray? So we can make the adhan for them? The Iqam is at 3:45, right? Give me about 35 minutes. Does that make sense? So you should not go beyond the scope of what the ayah tells you about. What the ayah tells us about. It's the way of the Prophet ﷺ and the way of his companion. And this da'wah must be established based upon that rules. These rules and regulations. Now why am I stricter? Somebody will say, yeah, you are mutashaddid. Yeah, this is 21st century, let's be a little bit loose. Okay, so today we're loose on the da'wah. Tomorrow what are we going to be loose on? Tell me, what are we going to compromise on? Yeah, we'll pray 5 times a day, let's pray 3 times a day. And then,
that's how people got away from the faith.
Bingo, alhamdulillah. There's your man. New Islam tells you.
Progressive.
Bingo, that's the second time we mentioned that word. Progressive agenda. Progressive agenda. And this is a huge debate. Conservative versus, well, the conservatives are wrong in this country. And the progressives are wrong in this country. Walhamdulillah. وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. Alhamdulillah. ثم alhamdulillah. ثم alhamdulillah. We're not conservatives to the core, that nothing please us, or make us happy, except my way or the highway. No, we are progressive, all goes. Yeah, be tolerant, what's wrong? No. We are a middle nation, not moderate. الأمة الوسطى هي الأمة التي تعرف أن تزن بين الحق والباطل. The ummah that is wasat, the nation that is in the middle, which is who we are, the nation that knows how to balance al-haq min al-batil, knows how to balance the truth from falsehood, knows how to be not like the Jews, nor like the Christians. What did the Jews do? Made it so tough, so extreme, that unless you're a Jew, you're going to go to hellfire. We're the chosen one. Everybody else in hellfire. The Christians came and changed their religion. You can't be like them. Believe in Jesus and you go to paradise. That's it. Love me, love you, that's it. Cool. No responsibility or accountability. We moved from a total responsibility to no responsibility. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said what? The best of the alameen, the best of the human beings. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no. You stay in the middle. You will enter Jannah, true. But you must do this and this and this. tolerant of people. But you do it this way and this way and this way. Everybody's accountable. Have you ever wondered why Surah Al-Fatiha talks about the three types of people? Have you ever wondered? غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أنعمت عليهم الأمة الوسطى. المغضوب عليهم is what? The extreme. And yeah, today, don't tell me we don't know who they are. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Any nation that the truth comes to it and denies it. Any nation. And the example of that in the Quran, who? The Jews. The Abadin, who are they?
Refuse to know that right.
The ones that Hajbat. We don't want to learn. No, they want to know how to worship Allah, but they're going to do it at their own desires. Any nation like that. That not have knowledge and worship Allah any way they want to. And who's an example of that? The Christians. And we're not against this. That's not what we're saying this for. Don't use it against people. This is examples of what not to do. It's not an example of what to do. It's not what not to do. That's how the Ummah of Muhammad is wasata, in the middle. Right? We respect people of all faiths. No, Islam is a very tolerant religion. I have not known any religion in the face of earth is tolerant. How many of you lived in a Muslim country? By raise your hand. How many of you have watched a CNN-like channel constantly speaking about our religion? Or like Fox? You've seen it?
I've seen it.
Overseas in a Muslim country?
Yeah.
Where? What channel is that?
I forgot what it was, but it was basically.
So we're going to tell them fear Allah because that's not the method of Islam.
I was watching it when I was in the combat zone. Basically, what was going on about what we were facing, basically.
Young man, let's talk about the war. Combat zone. Our government convinced us that when we go over there, we're going to liberate people, right? But we went there as what? Let's call it for what it is. Invaders. When you invade somebody's house, they think they're going to give you roses. So let's face the truth. Okay? And you did what you thought is right, servicing your country. No doubt about this. It's not about the troops. It's about the actions of the politics. Okay? This is not about young men and women like you that went and fought. That's not the issue. The issue is, simplistically, we invaded other nations. Rightly so or wrongly so, it doesn't matter. Whatever the cause, it doesn't matter. When you invade people, they're not going to give you roses. They're not. They're not going to treat you nicely. Whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Why? Because you're an invader to them. If I come and invade your house, are you going to go, oh, come on, take it over? No. You're going to do everything in your power. I could be the nicest person there is. I could be the nicest person there is. And I see what you're doing wrong in your house, and I'm going to fix it. But the fact that I invaded your space is what?
Well,
Invasion.
the Indians, with the Englishmen, be trying to be nice, and look what happened to them.
So the issues at hand in here, when we are speaking of tolerance, in my humble opinion, history shows, and I have plenty of evidence to demonstrate. I'm not saying Muslims are perfect. I'm not saying Muslims are perfect. But if Muslims to follow Islam, history shows that Islam is very tolerant of religions. Very tolerant. And here's an example. When a Muslim country hosts workers that are non-Muslims in their land, do you know they get the best homes and the best cars? You know they get the best wages? I cannot testify to that. When we bring an expert from the United States or England, he becomes the boss, and there are people under him more knowledgeable than he is. And he makes triple their salary. And by the way, those people live in the best of the homes. And rightly so. This is what the Prophet ﷺ told us. When you bring somebody from a different land to your land, and you give him the amana, that means you give him the trust, and And you protect them, you must protect them, and you must make them live in a good fashion. This is what Islam is all about. So if you're a Muslim, don't get upset if you brought a boss from the United States or from England that doesn't know half of what you know and he became your boss. And the contrary. Say, Alhamdulillah, that Allah brought him. Maybe I'll invite him to Islam and he becomes a Muslim. Just like this young man, right? You just mentioned the combat zone, yet he's a Muslim sitting in here. Right? Testifying to La ilaha illallah. Imagine for a moment if he didn't go to that zone and didn't see what Muslims like. Right? I'm sure that's what probably got you interested in Islam, right?
Yeah.
See how Allah works in mysterious ways? Alhamdulillah. Make sense? So let's just stop right here, inshallah ta'ala, to break for Asr prayer. Is that the right time? Inshallah, let's break. Let's do one minute.